Hello and welcome to USA Homeless Crisis. I'm David and I'm in Las Vegas and I have a Navy SEAL with me and he been surviving on the streets and he have some information that can help people that's living on the streets survive. And he would like to tell us a little bit about his homeless journey and his story. So I would like everybody to listen to what he has to say. So introduce yourself to everybody.
My name's Curtis. I've been living on the streets on and off since I was a kid, and I learned how to survive with a little bit of engineering. If you were able to make take coffee cans, those big coffee cans, or big soup cans, and make stoves with the utility tools, you clip and you make the stoves. You can actually put them together too. If there were workshops made for us, and there's other ways to make heaters with batteries and connecting coils and regulating the temperature from the batteries too for people that are inside the tents and stuff to keep their tents. And there's ways to like heat our food and our soup cans and our water with these things, especially the stove, where if you get the exhaust correct and make sure your tent doesn't burn down, you can it'd be like a wood burn stove where you can put your soups and have that heat up off the connection of the top of the stoves, and the exhaust wouldn't burn your tent or suffocate you with the carbon. And there's those ways I've been trying to, how would you say, eating and stuff, and help, those are ways I actually love to help everybody on the streets with, especially engineering knowledge, and kind of what would you call funding towards like workshops for people to even learn engineering and being able to capable, and people not stealing the tools. Please don't steal the tools. There's stuff that I'm trying to fund, but it's a matter of finding the people that are willing to help us out with that instead of everybody feeding the traffic. You know what I mean? It's weird. Granola bars aren't enough for us out here, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what I'd like to get off my chest.
Well, that's great. I want to ask you, how did you become homeless?
I was born an orphan, and then I found my brother, like the Navy SEALs, found me and found out about DNA testing, and my brother turns out started the Army Rangers. Like my dad started this, but he wasn't around for me as a kid. He was actually deceased, and so I was just on and off homeless because of the PTSD, and I just stayed at the first Flamingo and then crumbled. That's the other one. So I just been living homeless.
So your father started this casino?
Yeah. He started Las Vegas actually.
Oh, how you doing, my friend?
What he actually started with what his shack, what he called a shack. I remember seeing this as a kid. What he called a shack was the Waldorf Astoria, and that was when he was starting at New York. It was two different hotels in New York, and he was combining them together. That's where he started Hell's Kitchen. Was where those two hotels went down. And he started the actual Waldorf Astoria, because one of them was called Waldorf and the other one was called Astoria. And then when he came out here and started building out here, he called a shack the Waldorf Astoria. He was building all the hotels out here, coming out west and all that. I don't know what the actual name. You guys call them like Rockefellers and stuff like that. Back then.
Yeah.
He was the guy who built. Oh no, the Hiltons. He was Hilton. Yeah, he was also known as Hilton.
Well, that is interesting.
Yeah.
And how did you actually become a Navy SEAL? I know you was telling me about you was a Navy SEAL.
After I became in the Royal Navy and in the German Army. When they found my brother found my dad, connected me to my dad's old connections in Europe. It turns out I was in Dakota Arms. I'm related to Dakota Arms throughout Europe. So England to Russia and places in what is it called, in the Middle East. I'm also blood related to Ramesses. We found that out in England. We just DNA tested them, and I was blood related to Ramesses. I have, one of those, like, I was blessed with what I have right now. And I just want, you know, I can't go, I just can't stand that kind of lifestyle, to be honest with you. And I don't spend checks for the military and shit like that. I don't use any money. I don't see that as I don't spend money like that. You know.
So you are actually really rich and just refuse your inheritance.
I give gifts is what I try to do. Like I'm trying to start a coin machine to where it tilts the towers and you get the gifts, like whatever they put station with it. I don't know if that's a gaming commission thing though, or if it's something I got to do with, like, you know, something else. 'Cause all I want to do is just give gifts. Like that's all I want to do. You know what I mean? I don't like, you know, that fancy lifestyle. I like being around people with fancy stuff. So that's what I try to give them. Like honestly, my dad started Mercedes too, and I want to sell Mercedes cars for 50 cents, dude. Because I just love the car, you know, and they won't allow me to sell them for 50 cents.
Do you have a way to do that and make it profitable?
I got a way to release grants through my countries and do that. But there's like a way that they have to do so I don't look like I'm washing money with an investment thing, to where they do some kind of investment. I'm able to release the grant, you know, so it's like terms and conditions on stuff I get to release. So like if somebody was like to buy a Mercedes Maybach for like $400,000, I get to release like $3 to $5 million worth of stuff, especially a whole bunch of Mercedes that I got in crates. I got a whole, we just kept making them, so I got like, I don't know how many fucking Mercedes I want to sell for 50 cents. So if they did that, I could sell these cool ass Mercedes for like 50 cents and shit. You know, and it's just like that little stuff right there goes so much fucking longer. Is what I'm trying, what I am doing. But the American government was blocking me from doing that from here because they just kept the shit. And it kept it to their people and shit. So that's why I'm right here, so I can connect with people on the street to help out with that. But some of the places, you know what I mean, where I can help out, they fucking scam people, dude. It's horrible. So I'm trying to find people in connection with that, so I can help, you know, like fund the actual place that they do, like what you do. I can fund that, and then the American government wouldn't be able to block me. To where you're able to help out more people, and you know, drive around and make sure people get food stamps and the general relief that it's supposed to be offered in the government and stuff like that.
How can you do all of that being an active Navy SEAL without the government?
I gotta find people with. I gotta be on the streets in order to find those resources and people at those resources. Some people just show up for the volunteer thread. And just, you know what I mean, they stinge out the stuff for people in traffic, or the what's called retail theft, and resell the stuff, like the backpacks. They resell it or they give it away at the fucking, you know, the day before school stuff. Because a lot of stuff they're supposed to be getting that I actually released, not like probably like 5 years ago, we found out went to a whole bunch of like other people and they weren't supposed to go to. So I got to make sure I find out the people to release it to. So I don't know if I want me to go through the fire department union, with all that, and then get with the community activists for people on the street, so we can like organize some people like me. I can't be in all the time. I can't stand a four-wall thing. I just can't. It sucks. And you know, I don't carry fucking that stuff. Because people steal my identities and stuff. It's really bad. It's supposed to be for the cops running my numbers and stuff. Not my numbers, but my names. That are supposed to, you know, tell the community activists on what the hell's going on. I was arrested 3 times and not Mirandaized out here. And then a cop told me not to go to court. And then I got hit with a bench warrant, which means the plane didn't show up. The judge wanted to see me, and I was not Mirandaized on that. I was not Mirandaized 3 times on arrest, and then a uniformed officer told me that the FBI doesn't take in fingerprinting for evidence. So I mean, I'm just I don't know what the hell to do.
Don't you have some type of classification that get you out of that type of stuff by being
they were run my name with a walkie-talkie instead of making a phone call. They made phone calls. They have walkie-talkies. They would have ran my name under the walkie-talkie. I should have got D14, which is you know, classification. That's you know, like almost political status. You know, for endangerment for classification is arrested. They has to call in a supervisor to clarify that.
Okay, so
That's supposed to be a protocol with the police. And we were running the protocol checks with that, and they weren't doing their jobs.
what was the last conflict that you was in as a Navy SEAL? Were you over in Afghanistan?
As far as the sea battle,
Yes.
that I'm aware of, it has to be classified as far as unit. I'm not allowed to talk about the objectives.
Okay.
But, my last one, because we get blacked out for the actual things, but I have to report that to the actual generals, 4-star generals, to make sure that nothing was illegal. I have to show my body camera stuff to my 4-star generals and Interpol and what else is that? Basically, like the military, you know, the world military that you know set up behind, you know, to make sure that security for the UN is all clear. Not one of our people get hurt over them being stupid. So we had to make sure that the world's military was all coordinating together, just in case any of those fucking idiots try to be beastie on the fucking side of us.
You know, I've heard that I met a homeless guy that said that he was part of the military, but he was undercover being homeless, so he could find out what's going on with the homeless people, so we could find a solution with helping them.
Yeah.
Is that one of your missions also, being while you being homeless as a Navy SEAL?
Yeah, that was one of our objectives. That was one of our objectives for the military, actually, to find out and make sure the people were actually every protocol was being made. Because in the military, they're taught the police protocol. So when they come out here and what would be called internal affairs investigations, when a cop is like investigating another cop for like standing in the parking lot for 3 hours for not doing nothing, and they're out supposed to be on patrol. You know, and they start targeting people on the street for no reason. So there was a military objective to try to figure out like protocols and stuff like that, and you know, to report to the FBI, honestly, on the internal affairs investigation on any kind of corrupt police obtaining any kind of street justice without any kind of authorization through any kind of government, let alone the UN. The police are supposed to report to Congress on every arrest and everything, and they don't do that. Let alone does the CIA, and their FBI report is basically like Congress's police that is supposed to, you know, do the arrests. When they're waiting for it. Oh my God. It's just complicated. That got complicated is really what happened.
And are you ever in touch with your family while you are out here on these missions and get any type of assistance from them?
My brother, the assistant's supposed to be the places I go to. The assistant is what I'm supposed to be doing, or else I'd have a job. You know, I'd go to work, I'd actually have an income and a payroll. But since the actual things aren't doing that, my brother is doing all that, and you can't arrest them for holding on to stuff, because by technicality there's no receipt transaction. They just hand you what is supposed to be given, or you know, what they want to give.
Well, I was just wondering, because by your father being one of the founders of this casino, and you come from a family that's kind of well off, you don't have a trust fund that could pay you?
I make my own money.
You make your own money?
Yeah, I got my own ideas and stuff like that. I got my own stuff like I created the drone. I created a whole bunch of cool stuff. You know, a little heater that I was telling you about with the battery. You know, it's not given away here because some people just steal my ideas and fucking trying to make money off of it. My bodyguards and a whole bunch of other people would tell me, You know, that's one of those things. Because you can walk around basically like a heater, you know, whenever you need it, to where, you know, oh, I'm so sorry, pigeon. Or you can, you know, like sit here, you have a stand, or you'd be able to stick it in the ground with like a little hammer and shit. Ooh.
Well, that, I can tell you that is a very interesting, and that is an event. Do you have any of your inventions patent?
The drone?
Yeah, any of the, like your heaters, because that heater
It's
will help
all,
a lot
all
of
in
homeless
Europe,
people.
All in Europe. All in Europe.
All in Europe?
I have all my stuff recorded, all my ideas. It's like, honestly, like almost like 20, 25 years old. That's how old those inventions are. I did that when I was like 10, living outdoors with the animals. It's one of the things I got to do with the coats of arms. I live outdoors with the animals.
What other tips? I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
Sorry.
What other tips you have for homeless people that's surviving out here that they could do to make their tents quicker, find food maybe, and whatever it takes to survive out here? You know, that's why I ask homeless people that's living this life to tell us their true stories.
To be honest with you, I just want to never forget, you know, forget the animals, to be honest with you. You know, like, people think of you, so you got to think of something else, you know what I mean? You can't be selfish like that out here. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that kind of get me when people tell me I can't feed the animals and shit like that. That's technically animal abuse. You know what I mean? It's like it's like having a dog and just letting it be outside, and just, you know, you got those people that, you know, the cops are supposed to actually arrest for. That's an animal abuse. You have to actually show that the dog, you're supposed to take care of that dog, you know, and take it in, and everybody's got that thing. That's literally animal abuse, like not having your barns heated, or not showing a way to, you know, like keep your barns heated. Is technically a way of animal abuse, but there's also not educating the people into that. People wanted to do that, but are afraid to, you know, catch the barn on fire. They just got to figure out the distance of things. Because over time, something gets heat, and the insulation would cause a fire on the insulation. So it's just a matter of figuring out where a good portion of that, and not parting the animals too. You know, so some of the barns aren't made correctly for that stuff.
As a Navy SEAL, where are you staying at out here? Do you have one specific place that you stay, or you move around?
I usually stay at the First Flamingo. That's where, you know, that's what I know down here. That's where to stay at. Over there is where it's all crumbled. It's just a big slab of cement right now. It's supposed to be under investigation because of all the rebar. All the rebar is stolen from my dad and built Hoover Dam and all the roads. That's how much rebar is stolen from him. He was going to create a big thing out here, and like, it was supposed to be basically like a big grand Central Park from New York. You know, with this on the outside edge going south, and that didn't happen. They stole a whole bunch of money from him out here. There's a whole bunch of shit got stolen from out here. So there was this big fight over the rebar. Who created rebar? And it was in Germany. Was the earliest recorded rebar, and then some other asshole out here fucking stole my dad's rebar and said it was his idea. So I'm actually in a thing with that fucking blood. It's the coat's arms and sit.
Well, you're very interesting, my friend, and you have a lot of knowledge that we love. We glad you're telling us about.
Yeah, I mean, I try to educate people. You know, it's free education. God said free. Everything's free. You know, even here in America, it's supposed to be everything's supposed to be free. The president's supposed to give us $100,000. You know what I mean? That's the president's supposed to show us the wealth of the nation. You know, that's what I found out. You know, through my dad and, you know, shit like that. With some of his journals, you know, before all that shit started happening, like 1909, the president was actually giving out $100,000 to everybody to show the country its wealth. You know, it's messed up. It's just messed up.
We never heard about that.
Yeah, it's the actual thing. That what Congress gets as far as salary, and what the president gets as far as the salary is $100,000. The whole nation's supposed to get. That's why everything was created equal. Everything's equal. So the president's getting $100,000 with that fucking the Secret Service bodyguard shit. Everybody's supposed to be getting.
Well, I'm glad you're telling us about that. We might need to everybody talk to their congressmen, senators, and see why we're not getting our $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's like 150. No, in the local, because you got city and state. Because they got different ones. Congress gets like $50,000 a year for their terms, and then the health care and all that shit comes off the tax. We're all supposed to get that shit too.
Well, you know, that's why on USA Homeless Crisis, it is a reality channel, and we talk to homeless people,
Yeah.
and they tell us the reality of what's going on. And you never know what you might hear or what you might find out from someone homeless. And my friend, we wouldn't have never known any of this if it hadn't been for you. We wouldn't have known that you are a Navy SEAL. We wouldn't have known that you descend from royalty, basically, you said.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that. You was telling us about your lineage.
Oh, it's just, you know what I mean? It's you know, taking care of everything.
You mentioned
know?
you mentioned something about Ramses.
Huh?
Then you said you
Yeah. Ramesses, yeah. That the pyramids are actually condensers, which hot boxes mixed in with cold air. A cold air box creates rain and stuff like that, and that was to help people survive. It did a lot. It was for the animals and stuff like that. It was basically like an animal oasis, a sanctuary. And then like people started showing up. So and then you got they started getting into it. But some dude saying he did that. He said it was going to rain or something, and then some shit happened. That was why everybody hated Ramesses. He was actually the really coolest motherfucker you ever met.
Okay.
He really took care of the animals. It was really big about Egypt, people in Egypt to take care of the animals and stuff like that. A lot of people didn't treat the animals as equals. That's really big in the coats of arms. I read ancient hieroglyphs. So that's before Ramesses, which is like King Tut's era. It's same lineage. So around King Tut's era and shit like that, I can read the hieroglyphs from there. Or people I can't read it. I'm able to read it. So I'm one of those. So it's not like one of those things that I don't know how to fucking prove it to them on what I can read. You know what I mean? I can't tell them the whole fucking dialect. You know what I mean? But I can read it. So it's just one of those things where it's like, trust me, dude. It's telling you. Like the Sphinx. The Sphinx is not just missing its nose; it's missing wings and a tail.
We didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I could read. You know what I mean in the hieroglyphs. Because it's missing a nose. The thing, the pharaoh thing, that's for the ears. It actually took in sound. You can hear. Egypt could hear everything around the world with the Sphinx. It's all dialed in with just the minerals on the thing, but it's actually really dangerous. So I wouldn't touch that shit. I'm the honest guy. Hot vapor turns into molten lava in air like this. It fucking burns like hell, like worse than hell. You're talking millions and billions of degrees. So I wouldn't try to fucking test the minerals on that shit. But all that is all the pillars. Those are diamonds that are covered up and grounded for their vapors. So that you know what I mean. That diamonds capture sunlight no matter what. Like there's a diamond somewhere over here, and it still captures sunlight. Like no matter what. So there's only certain ways. There's a certain way where you gotta layer diamonds where it don't capture sunlight, and then you got to ground the vapors off the diamond. I mean, there's a lot of technology in diamonds and stuff like that I have education in from England with the diamond mines and all that.
You were educated in England?
Yeah, Oxford, Frankfurt. I was educated in many universities from way before. So I walk around with a whole bunch of people that are technically they got degrees, but you're still educating yourself every day. So you got to have some kind of paperwork in order to have proof of what the hell you're talking about. And then people want to test your education, for whatever reason after that.
Well, I had no idea that you went to Oxford, and what was those other ones?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt?
I got degrees in Harvard too. I got degrees here too.
Oh, you got a degree from Harvard?
Yeah, I got a law degree from Harvard. I passed the bar exam. I was a lawyer.
Why are you not practicing law right now?
I am. That's one of the things at Harvard is you go out and see what's being abided by the law, and the cop's not Mirandaizing me and then telling me the FBI doesn't accept fingerprinting, and that's in simple civics. As soon as the cop tells you that, the fucking whole system's fucked. Because he's representing fingerprinting for booking. You know, I got 10 fucking identities right here, fingerprints, and that's not accepted in trials, what that uniformed officer told me. This is identity, and that's not accepted in trial or court or any fucking thing. That's what that cop told me.
That don't make any sense. Explain.
Civics. As soon as medicinal marijuana. As soon as the law was passed federally, medicinal marijuana was recognized. So any drug bust after that was illegal by the police. That's not a joke. As soon as California in the 90s passed the medicinal marijuana law, every drug bust after that was illegal for marijuana because federally it was recognized. So every trafficking for marijuana was a cover for heroin distribution throughout the 90s, even till today. That's civics. That's what civics tells you. So when the cop told me that the FBI, that's two bureaus arguing with each other over evidence, and then you take it to trial, a judge plea bargains every fucking buddy without evidence going to trial. So that cop was right.
You know, by you being a Harvard lawyer, you know this.
Look, I can't believe he fucking said that. So you got two jurisdictions arguing. One's federal, one's local to Las Vegas. One's a federal fucking bureau. He says the FBI doesn't take fingerprinting out of garbage cans for evidence. Which I actually, I'm undercover FBI agent is what I'm actually also being out here. So he told me that the people I'm helping don't take the fingerprints I fucking even touch. To let them know where I am as a witness, any fucking thing. And you can prove that because judges, even in the Congress, don't take anything in the fucking court of law as far as evidence. There's so many, you can add, like, literally a statistic will tell you how many people got plea bargained out compared to evidence going to trial. And then with him telling me that, and then me not being Mirandaized, evidence has to go back to the streets from this jurisdiction alone. Not to mention it has to be a total fucking investigation out of the law of America on who gets their fucking evidence back. You're talking guns back on the fucking street, drugs back on the fucking street, if they're still there that the cops didn't fucking take. Yeah. That's kind of why I'm having a PT. I can't be inside right now. I'm gonna tear every fucking wall apart.
By you being a homeless undercover FBI agent and going through that, why come they just didn't, once they found out who you were, this should have settled everything?
You can't settle everything with what he said. Well, you can't settle. You can't. There's no government when he said that. There's no evidence to trial. How are you gonna? It's hearsay. It's hearsay between two fucking parties. With no evidence to trial, it's hearsay. There's just two people talking and everybody's not doing a fucking thing, going like this. That's what the fucking cop did. Like, that's not a joke. Without evidence to trial, it's hearsay. So that means even all the way down to people plea bargaining out, that's a hearsay trial. So that was already well established well before I got involved in getting fucking arrested out here. I didn't know about that shit. I'm just that fucking smart.
What charge did they bring on you?
What was it? obstructing public sidewalk, bench warrant for assault, and no trespassing where this was started. It was what I was arrested for and cited for the obstruction of sidewalk and the no trespassing. 377 Flamingos, where I got a no trespassing ticket, and there's not one thing on these fence line that says anything about no trespassing. It's property behind it because the Formula One's a track. There's no trespassing on Formula One's track behind it. There's no sign in front of it. It's behind that fucking thing. So I got arrested for that.
They came up while were you sitting down? Were you in a tent, or how did they arrest you?
I walked on the property, changed my shirt, take my shirt off, and grab another one because it was really hot. And the cop just showed up and told me I'm trespassing and I got to go to jail for 2 hours. And I sat for 4 to 5 hours.
You didn't ever think to just say that you were a Navy SEAL and an undercover FBI agent so they could just let you go?
I thought that would have came up with everything he did. But apparently he made a phone call. I thought they do this with a walkie-talkie. But apparently they make fucking phone calls here in Las Vegas to fucking find out who the hell I am. Right off their fucking personal fucking cell phones. So it's not... You have... Oh my fucking God, man. I can't believe I witnessed it.
This is incredible. Something like that could happen to a man of your stature. It's one of a fucking kind stories, dude. I cannot fucking believe that. I was being targeted by a jurisdiction. I don't know why, either because of my body or whatever the fuck, but it's fucking sick, to be honest with you. At one fucking point, not getting Mirandaized, and then, you know what I mean, however many arrests, however many this, however many that, evidence back to the street, guns back to the street, ammunition back to the street, knives back to the street with blood stains in it. You know what I mean? I'm fucking pissed. You see a lot of things out here while you're undercover homeless.
That was within a year. That was within a year of being out here in Las Vegas.
So what does the future have planned here? What's the end goal here for you being homeless?
Being able to help people that want to, you know, not necessarily stay out. You know, it's hard. It's hard for people to function indoors after, you know, some stressful things. So I just want them to be able to be comfortable and travel more than just staying inside. You know, you're able with stuff on the hand, you know, about to be released. Walking and physical activity after that is the next thing I would promote. You know, for the homeless, instead of just, you know what I mean, staying at one time, and then you get your whole people that, you know what I mean. Some people got what would you call that? Regulars. I'd call them regulars, like you're at the coffee shop and shit. A regular. You know, to help them out and shit. You know, to get them to travel too. Because I'll be able to fund that, because what you're doing is promoting physical activity, and you know, I can have other people working at the McDonald's and shit like that. I can have a lot of fucking cool shit happen. You know, it's just a matter of not having Congress getting in my fucking pockets, because all of a sudden, like, $3 million turns into fucking $20 billion because of fucking gas prices and the fucking this and that. And it's not that fucking complicated, trust me.
Well, you got some good ideas to help the homeless, and I hope you get your funding you need. What else support that you need that you could?
I just need the people that are, you know, really good-hearted and really want to help. You know what I mean? As I said, the regulars, I want them to help, you know, in the traveling. To where, you know, if they're traveling and, you know, they can give a satisfaction or, you know, customer feedback, or, you know, actual experimental feedback. I don't know how to fucking say that, because I got a whole bunch of it overseas and stuff, so I already got, you know, the genuine thing. I just want, you know, the actual personal feedback, so what I want to release to people that stay outside like me. You know? I can hook them up with those prepaid cards too. When, you know what I mean? And act as that for like food stamp system for them too. You know what I mean? I can do so much fucking shit.
Well, That is awesome, and we really applaud all of your efforts to help the homeless, especially with all the things that you have going on.
Yeah.
You know, you are an example to everybody out here. We really appreciate that. Is there anything you'd like to say to any other people out here that may hear your voice and see you? And
Dude, all the people, the fucking brutal nights, dude. Oh fuck, dude. Oh my god. We're fucking changing that motherfucker. Oh, and putting what is it? Citrus on your skin. Citrus on your skin. I hate doing this, but literally within the year, I was flabby. I still got flab, but putting citrus, different concentrates. Will get your body going like this. It's not a joke. It is better than fucking hand sanitizer. You know, add alcohol, like 40% or more, or get all that soap shit and just the alcohol, all that sanitizer, and put that shit on your body. Like hand sanitizer. I call it a wash, but it concentrates of citrus and different things. If you have allergies, I sell stuff with the allergy medicine already in it, and I don't sell it. That's why I got to put it. But you know, I got all this stuff with it. You know, I have to do economic statements, and I just fucking what I do, I got to still show. Everybody else, I don't give a fuck about. They're watching me.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like as far as all that shit goes. So I actually have to do the whole economic thing, but everybody else, like, go have fun. That's why I stay in the struggle with it. You know what I mean? It's just a PTSD that I make sure everybody that I want to make sure that you guys know the military is going through this shit too.
Hey, do you take any medicine for your PTSD?
I smoke weed.
Okay.
Marijuana.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a nice anxiety. I mean, there's other prescriptions involved with that I can't classify because I get my prescriptions through a foreign country. So I don't have to deal with it's complicated. They are basically, the pharmaceuticals are in charge of the actual black market. So I'm not dealing with that. I got all my shit. If you have allergies and stuff, I try to help out with that to where you know, it's right there. You know, if you were able to eat it or you ever wanted to try it or stuff like that, you'd be able to ingest it and see. Me personally, I'm allergic to shellfish, but you know, like crab is good, but I can't stand the texture of shrimp. It's just weird. You know, so I found out that, and we use some of that adrenaline stuff for our medical, what's it called, our Navy SEAL fucking, we gotta stay up for 5 days in a fucking sniper nest and shit. So that's why we do our stuff. We got really good stuff. So we're, you know what I mean? Like basically we can just flood. If you guys are like to travel, I can have all the stock into the travel for the stores and all that stuff, all set up for where you guys go grab it and all this stuff. It's really cool stuff. I just gotta, you know what I mean, weave out the idiots that'll fucking ruin it. We all know them. We all know them. So yeah, that's the other, help me weed out those fucking idiots.
Well, that's some good tips to the homeless people out there, and we appreciate you helping out here, letting us know your homeless journey and the things that's going on and different ideas that will help homeless people survive out here in these cold weather and these harsh conditions. You know, we really appreciate all your information.
Yeah. No worries. As I said, I love educating. Like, if a guy was to make me rich with anything, I'd rather have the education than fucking money, dude. You can educate the world, why get rich? You know?
Well, that's good that you give back, even being homeless and struggling like you're doing. You know, we wish more people was out here like that, but the knowledge that you given us to pass on to other homeless people is invaluable.
Yeah.
I know some homeless people had told me they was using hand sanitizer to start fires. Now you gave them a different way and different things you are doing here in Las Vegas to stay warm.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, with hand sanitizer, cotton swabs. Cotton swabs, lighter fluid, or hand sanitizer would be another way to do a fire starter. Like that's just like start wood and stuff like that. Like so, like putting that in cotton swabs like the coals and stuff. They'll burn for like 15 minutes, and then the right thing, I think 3 cotton swabs burn for 15 minutes. Three cotton swabs burn for 15 minutes, but not very hot. So it'll catch stuff on fire, but it won't heat water too well. You gotta like get like 15 of those damn things.
Well, thank you so much for that advice and those tips, and I appreciate everybody that's watching USA Homeless Crisis. A super thanks to all of the listeners, my listeners, and everyone. Please subscribe and comment and hit that like button. Thank you everybody for so much support, and everybody, I really appreciate all the support that you've been doing, helping the homeless everywhere. I really appreciate it, and let's keep up the fight to end homelessness. Thank you so much, my friend, and God bless you.
You become from like what they would classify as homeless to traveler. You become a traveler, known as a traveler. So like a gypsy or what they call a home bum, or like another way of a gypsy. It's cool. It's a cool lifestyle. It's a really cool lifestyle when you get into it. But you know what I mean? It just sucks with the actual situation I'm dealing with. So when you're not dealing with shit like I'm dealing with, it's a fucking cool lifestyle. Jumping in and out of cars, like it's just fun.
Well, thank you so much for telling us, and I want everybody to keep up the fight. And remember, I always say this: when you leave home, put something in your car for the homeless people. You never know when you might see a person that's homeless. And remember, treat others like you would have others treat you. Thank you so much, my friend.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I just like the conversation.